Today we're going to be taking a look at this, the Batsafe Lipo charging box. Now this is a box that's designed to store lipos but also charge them in the safest possible manner as well. Now depending if you're new to FPV or you might be experienced, you might be aware of just how dangerous lipo batteries are. If you are, you might know why you need something like this. If you're not, in this video I'm going to explain a little bit why you should consider getting yourself one. There are many people who have come up with various different kinds of ways of looking after their lipos, whether it be a safe or an ammo box, but this is something a little bit different and we're going to talk about that as the video goes on. Now this isn't really going to be a review because I have no intention of setting this on fire. However, it is a product that I have been reliably informed and seen works very, very well. In fact, those who watch FPV related channels, you might have seen Ken Original Dobo had a lipo incident and this very box saved it from being very, very bad indeed. And whilst it still wasn't particularly pretty, this prevented the fire spreading. So let's get on with it. First of all, let's actually take a look at what this is all about, and I'll talk a bit more about lipo safety as we move through the video. Okay, so I've had to lower the table for this one just to be able to show you. So what we're going to do is get the box open. Now this is known as the Batsafe Lipo charging box. It can be used for both charging your lipo batteries or storing them as well. And it is a container which will help contain the fire should the worst case possibility happen when charging your lipo batteries. So this is the medium model. They make it in a few different sizes. This one is designed to allow you to charge and store your batteries in a safe manner. Now it does have a rating, which I can't remember. I'll pull it up or I'll put it on the screen, of how many batteries or what watt hour they recommend for this one. Now you can see on the top there are holes. Now this is because this is air vents to allow the gases out should the worst case happen. There is a filter element in here as well, which will also filter that smoke and hopefully try to remove some of the more nastiness that can be involved. There's a rubber grommet up here, and we'll talk about that in a second. We've got a carry strap on the side, which is mounted, and that's pretty much it. If we open the front, we've got a latch down here. So if we flick the latch up, you will see that inside you will find various pieces of stuff included. We have a set of instructions. This is the first time I've been in here. You can see that the box is lined, so it's not just a tin box. It is lined all the way around. It is a double wall insulated steel container in the heat of a battery fire, and it's designed to contain it. In the event of a battery fire, smoke and hot gases are exhausted fumes vented through the top of the box. The top of the box has been designed to filter, arrest flames and diffuse the hot exhaust gases or jets of the battery. Now I'll put a video up showing you this in action actually in a minute, just to show you the kind of stuff that this box can protect you from. Inside here we can see that there's another bit to the rubber grommet, which is where the cables come through. Now the idea of that is for cables to come through when charging the battery. So they include some sticky pads, and there's also this metal bracket included. Now this is designed to go on the top and hold your lipo charger in place. So the idea is that you put the lipo charger on the top, you then put a hole through there for your charge cable to go down and through, and then you can charge your batteries safely inside here. Now, the reason I've ordered this, and I have paid for this fully, it hasn't been sent to me to review, is to put some extra layers of protection in my charging area. Last year, I actually had 2 incidents where lipos went up on the bench whilst charging. I was very lucky that they didn't actually result in a fire. The pack simply expanded quickly and gassed out, and I was able to get them off the bench and outside before anything further happened. However, not everyone is that lucky, and Ken from Original Dobo just himself a few days ago had some lipos go up whilst charging, and he was actually using one of these, and I'll put a picture up to show you in a minute what this actually managed to do and how it protected him. Now, it is always worth saying this isn't the be all and end all. It is not going to guarantee stop a battery from burning down your house. Lipos can go up extremely aggressively, and even a box like this could end up getting compromised depending on how bad the lipo actually goes up, how many are inside, and the actual size of it. However, it does offer a massive amount of protection. Now, I'm in the process in the middle of moving all of my lipo stuff around. Before, frankly, I've been getting a little bit blasé with how I've been charging them. So last week, I've been moving all of my charging equipment over to a different area. It's now located on a steel chest. I've got some concrete blocks around it, and I'm then going to be charging my batteries in here to give myself that extra layer of protection. Now, you will see various comments online about best ways to store and best ways to charge your batteries, whether you should be doing things like using an ammo box or whether you should use a safe. All of these things are fine as long as they're done properly. For instance, an ammo box is absolutely fine, but you do need to be extremely careful. I store all my batteries in an ammo box. However, you must make sure you remove the seals on the lid and there is some way for the gas to get out. Otherwise, if something bad was to happen, you've created a bomb. That is why this has the air holes and the vent holes in the top with a filter to allow it to actually get that gas out. You can use a safe, but again, it's making sure that there is somewhere for those gases to get out should something go wrong, and you're controlling where those flames go as well. And that really is the nice thing about this. You're buying an off-the-shelf product that you don't need to do any modifications. You can simply put your batteries in it, lock it up, charge your batteries in it, and you've added that extra level of safety. Now, this box does have a seal on it around the edge here, which does seal the lid down, but that's fine because it has the vent holes on the top. Now, this rubber grommet that I've showed you here is where you can put a hole through to put your cable in. It doesn't come with cables from the looks of it. I wasn't sure if it did or didn't, so I'm going to have to do a small modification to that in a minute, and we're going to put through a permanent cable that's going to allow me to charge. I'm actually going to have to put 2 or 3 in because I'm stopping doing parallel charging and I'm moving more towards charging singly. And again, I'll be talking about that in a dedicated video over the next couple of weeks because I'm in the process of buying all new chargers, and basically I'm paralleling everything up rather than using a parallel charging board, because that is where the real risk is compared to, say, using a normal LiPo charger and charging multiple batteries on multiple chargers. Just to show you what my current setup is now with this bat box. So what I've got is the bat box on the steel chest with 3 concrete blocks around it. The plan is for these to actually be extended in height 1 more level, just to give that extra level of protection as well. So currently I'm using the ISDT P10. I do have my other charger down there, which is my Turnigy reactor, which I've had for years. My plan though is to get either another one of these or another dual port charger here, and then another bat box to allow me to charge up to 4 at once. I don't tend to charge more than 4 batteries at a time personally. Whilst I do know some people do, for me 4 is enough because I usually have the time in advance to be able to do it. Now, the plan for this setup isn't finished yet. The current power supply, will be moving to the floor, and then I'll be extending the DC cables. I'm then going to have the 2 chargers here, and then I've got these wired into the bat box. So we've got our DC and our balance for that side, and our DC and balance for that side. If we then open the lid on the bat box, you can see that these cables come through the rubber grommet. Now, you don't need to cut this grommet when you do it. There's actually gaps in it already. You can pull it out, put the cables through and put it back in. And then this allows me to actually plug my batteries onto this for charging and do it that way. Now, I have in the past used parallel charging boards, as I've got this one down here. However, it is something I'm going to move away from doing because parallel charging does add a much larger amount of risk, especially if one LiPo tends to go bad. And for me, I'm moving towards having that multiple chargers and maybe being a little bit more restricted in what I can do rather than using the parallel charge board. Now, just jumping over to Batsafe's website, you can see that they have various models available. They have the Batsafe Mini, the Batsafe, which is the one I've got, the Batsafe XL, and the Silver XL. Now, this model that I've got here is designed to store up to 2 6S 5000 mAh packs or 220 watt hour. That isn't to say You can't put more in it, but that is what the manufacturer is stating for both charging and storage. Now, they've got a couple of videos and some stuff on here just showing you how bad LiPo fires can be. So for instance, if we take a look at this video down here, they just show on this one here, these guys have left some RC batteries charging here, and you can see that one has started to go already as they leave the room. In literally no time at all, the battery's gone up, flames are out. I was lucky that in my situation last year, twice, they didn't actually go on fire. They simply gassed out. I was in the room next to them. But as you can see, a LiPo can go up very, very quickly and very, very badly. You know, in this video, there are various examples. There's a gentleman here with his radio controlled car going up as well. So it is always worth being aware that LiPos have the potential to really go badly wrong. Now, if you've ever spent any time on social media, whether it be Facebook or the forums, you should have at least seen 1 or 2 posts of people having issues. Over the last year or so, I've seen a number of frankly frightening incidents where LiPos just like this have gone up on charge. It's wiped out people's benches, it's wiped out people's workshops, garages. Don't be in that position. You just need to put some things in place to stop it, and this is one of them. Now, just to show you the kind of protection this box will offer, because there's plenty of videos of them testing it. So if I just jump back over to the desktop and hop onto here, you can see them demonstrating how well the box can actually cope. So they've got a battery on charge, 74 watt hour, and I'm guessing they overcharge it intentionally to get it to go. So here you can see that the bat box has let the gases vent out of the top. You can see there's no flames exiting the sides at all. Everything is just coming out of the top. Now, this smoke is being filtered, but you still wouldn't want to be inhaling that. But it just shows the sheer amount of smoke that can be produced by a battery going up, and you know inside that battery is absolutely incinerating itself, and that is being held in the bat box. You'll see this clear up now, so you can see that as the smoke clears, the box has remained intact, and the incident has resulted basically in 0 external damage, other than it's probably going to smell pretty badly in there. We'll let him open the lid. It's going to be hot, and you can see how much more smoke comes out. So the holes on the top are not just open to the air, they are slightly pressurized. And there, look, you can see how it's actually held that internally. That battery is just completely incinerated. Don't get me wrong, the box is dead now, but that's what it's designed to do. Next is another one where they show you rated for a maximum of 2 6S5000 is 60% over the limit. So they're putting in something just to demonstrate. And this is a used box as well. Take that into account. This one isn't new, look. They're doing it again on the same box. So the box has, in theory, already been compromised. But this will just show you the level of protection it will give you, but also the fact that nothing is perfect, and a big battery going up can still end very, very badly indeed. Just look at the flames shooting out of that. It's a massive battery they used there. It really is. Can you imagine what this would be like without having that box in place at all? At the moment, it's just yellowed out of complete flames. I'll just skip forward to show you. And that's what's left of the box. And don't get me wrong, there's property damage, but the box has still remained intact somewhat. It's not perfect by any means. Temperature of that is 220 degrees. It's incredible, really, isn't it? Just how hot these batteries can get. As you can see, they've just opened the lid, and just look at that battery. It's like a hot lump of coal sitting in there. Yeah, they can't even read the temperature on that. So you can see, you know, it does what it's meant to do. So really, that is everything I've got to say on this one. This isn't a review. This is a recommendation to buy regardless, because we all can do more for lipo safety. If you're someone who's been using them a lot, you will find yourself getting a bit blasé and complacent. We all do it. I found myself charging my batteries on a wooden bench with cordless drills, cables, various flammable things all around it. I've had a habit of leaving batteries at various places of charge around the workshop because I'm always building aircraft, changing aircraft, testing aircraft. So we all could probably do with a bit of a kick every now and again to make sure we do it properly. The weird thing for me was I had already started the process of moving stuff around in the workshop when Ken, Original Dobo, had his issues. That just spurred me on more. A few people highly recommended I got one of these, so I did. They're about, I think this was about £40 in the UK. I don't care what it costs, frankly. It's irrelevant. It's safety, and that's what it's all about. I would highly advise, if you're charging lipos, to get yourself one and just give yourself that extra level of protection. Now, I'm going to be doing another video on this subject in a couple of weeks. We're going to be talking about what I have done around lipo safety, my charging area, and we're going to do a video just talking about it, because I think it's a subject, the more we talk about, the more we highlight it, the better it is for everyone, because it might be that someone happens to watch it, someone takes on board some of the info, and it saves them from having a fire. So I'm going to do a video just talking about what I was doing, what I'm doing now, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on that as well as we're doing it. Now, if you've got any comments on this, please do put them in the comment section. I will be answering questions. I'll be showing this in use, as I said, in that second video as well, so do consider getting yourself one. If you'd like to support the channel, please do consider hitting that subscribe button and hit the bell as well. That way you'll get a notification when those new videos come. If you'd like to support us further, there are links to Patreon as well as Buy Me a Coffee in the description. It is only by you guys supporting me am I able to buy stuff like this to be able to share with you and talk to you about. I want to thank all of my Patreons and all of my people who've supported via Buy Me a Coffee. Every donation and every piece of support has been massively appreciated, and that is the only way we're able to keep the channel going. Anyway, that's it for this one. Thank you for watching. Keep an eye out for that video. That'll be coming out in the next couple of weeks.